Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 1 of the league tournament that happened at Die Hard Games on January 25th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge Thursday, February 15th at 6 p.m., and League Cup Saturday, February 24th at 11 a.m. Both Central Time, both at Die Hard Games, and check out Pokemon's event locator for premier events there, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick. Subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Say what you need to say in the comments and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game. On the left, Miraidon. On the right, Toedscruel. Gonna have to learn today. Our Miraidon player kicks things off with a Hisuian Heavy Ball, liberating that Mew EX from the prize cards, swapping its place with the Hisuian Heavy Ball, and getting those prize cards shuffled back up and laid back out there. Excellent card to play on your turn 1, and especially that it hits. Mew EX put onto the bench here, joining the Iron Hands EX in the active spot. Debating on attaching an energy to that active Iron Hands EX, but going to play a Nest Ball first to take a look through the deck, find a basic Pokemon and put it onto the bench. Miraidon is found, and its powerful Tandem Unit ability is being used immediately to search the deck for two more Pokemon, two basic Lightning Pokemon. A Raikou V joining the bench. There are two Iron Hands in that deck, so that's important to keep in mind for the rest of this game here. And our player is going to take a look through their deck and see what they have available as well, and finally deciding on the Zapdos with the lightning symbol ability, that Pokemon Go Zapdos. We've got a pretty nice looking board going on here on our lightning side. That energy finally makes its way onto the active Iron Hands EX, and an Ultra Ball is played, discarding a couple lightning energy to search the deck for a Pokemon. And the target is that Squawkabilly EX. With the Squawk and Seize ability, you can only use that ability on your first turn, but when you do, discard the hand and draw 6 new cards. Is that last card playable? Oh my goodness, Electric Generator. Looking at the top 5, 2 Lightning Energy hit off of that Electric Generator. Now, we can attach those 2 Lightning Pokemon to the bench, Lightning Pokemon in any way that the player desires. Both energy going to find their way onto the Raikou EX, so it is fully powered up and ready to attack on the next turn. Of course, the player that goes first cannot attack on their first turn or play a supporter. Next is Mew EX's Restart ability to draw up to 3 cards, or fill the hand up to 3 with the 0 card hand. Wow. All playable cards here. Escape Rope being played first to basically be a switch here, bringing that Free Retreat Mew into the active spot. Next is a second Electric Generator. Looking at the top 5, and we hit 1 Lightning Energy off of that one. So that Lightning Energy is going to be attached, or accelerated, let's say, onto that Iron Hands EX on the bench. And finally, Squawk and Seize, discarding the hand, drawing 6 fresh new cards. What a turn 1 for our Miraidon deck here. Passing things over to our Toedscruel player, who benches a Cherubi. Yes, Cherubi. And immediately plays the infamous Battle VIP Pass, allowing them to search their deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon to put onto their bench. They can only play a Battle VIP Pass on their first turn, of course. And let's take a look at this Toedscruel EX's strategy. this Toedscruel EX deck plays the Cherim, let's go with Cherim. That has the Spring Bloom ability. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a grass energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Toedscruel EX's ability, Protective Mycelium, prevent all effective attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to all your Pokemon that have energy attached. So, looking to attach energy, accelerate energy, let's say, across the board. So that way that Toedscruel EX's Protective Mycelium ability is in effect. It also has the Colony Rush attack the Toedscruel EX does. For 2 grass Colony Rush, this attack does 80 plus 40 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon that has any grass energy attached. So there we go. Lots of synergy with grass energy being attached everywhere with this Toedscruel EX. Definitely learning and coming up with this commentary for this deck on the fly, but that's how we grow, right? Alright, let's see what else our Toedscruel player has. With the Battle VIP pass, they're able to bring a Mew, Mysterious Tail Mew, and Bidoof onto the field. Energy attached to the active Toedscruel to pay retreat, retreating into that Mew. And I think we are going to see a Mysterious Tail next. To take a look at the top 6 cards. Let's see if we could find a good item here to add to the hand. That's a good one. Battle VIP Pass number 2 being found and played here. Guess we find another Toedscruel and another Cherubi. To fill up the bench, you establish your board presence and thin those cards out of the deck so that way the top decks are that much sweeter later on. Both players here very nicely setting up their boards on turn 1. We of course cannot evolve on the first turn, so just going to pass things back over to our Miraidon player here. Let's see if we can get the Ampu very much online with an energy attached to that Iron Hands EX. Ultra Ball being played here, discarding a couple cards to search the deck for a Pokemon. I don't think there is really a good target here for this Ultra Ball. So probably just trying to thin the hand in the deck at this point. Depends on what else is in hand. Maybe there's something like another Professor's Research. Yeah, I think I see a Professor's Research in hand, so gonna dump the hand anyways. Might as well play down some cards and get some out of your deck as well. So that way we could find those electric generators. I think that's what we're after here, to get this Iron Hands rolling and take 2 prize cards off of a 1 prizer. Pokemon Catcher being played here. If heads, it acts like a boss's orders on an item card, but I believe it was tails. Yep. Blank card there. Followed by a Professor's Research, discarding the hand and drawing 7 fresh new cards. I think I see an electric generator in that hand. We just need it to hit 1 lightning energy in order for Iron Hands EX Ampu very much to be online. 120 damage, and if the opposing Pokemon's knocked out, take an extra prize card. Town Store being the stadium put into play now. That allows either player to search their deck for a tool card and put it into their hand. The powerful Forest Seal Stone being found here. When attached to a Pokemon V, it gives them the V-Star Power ability Star Alchemy, which allows them to search their deck for any 1 card. Electric Generator being played here, and it is a double hit actually. These generators going our Miraidon player's way here in this game. The fourth energy attached to the Iron Hands EX and another onto the Zapdos on the bench. Experience share being attached to the Zapdos and the Miraidon on the bench to preserve those lightning energy whenever a KO is taken. Mew EX free retreats into the fully powered up Iron Hands EX. Anything else before an amp you very much? No, for 2 prizes. Toedscruel put into the active spot and play resumes over on that side. That Toedscruel evolving into that Toedscruel EX. Town Store being played here now by our Toedscruel player to search the deck for that Technical Machine Evolution. Yeah. Energy attached as well as that TM to the active Pokemon. And Ultra Ball being played. There we go. To discard a couple cards and search for that Bibarel with the all-powerful Industrious Incisors ability on the bench now. Able to continue the draw of cards for our grass player here. And we're going to see that Industrious Incisors drawing up to 5 cards in the hand. Perfect Industrious Incisors. Artisan coming down, countering that Town Store, allowing either player to search their deck for a non-rule box Pokemon to add to the bench. Basic, of course. And nothing else but a evolution being used thanks to the attached tool TM Evolution, evolving up that Cheerum and Toedscruel EX on the bench. That's the attack, so play resumes over on the electric side. It looks like a tool for Seal Stone was attached to that bench. Raikou V, very good. Town Store being put back into play this turn. And now Town Store being used here to search the deck for another experience share tool. This one probably goes on to the Mew that's on the bench. We'll see what our electric player decides here. No KO currently on the opposing Toedscruel, from the Iron Hands at least. The experience share being attached to the Mew EX as we predicted. Can swing big with Arm Press for 160. Lightning energy being put onto the bench Miraidon there via manual attachment for turn. Peony being played here, where the hand gets discarded and the deck can then be searched for 2 trainer cards. We already seen a Pokemon Catcher be used. I'm not sure what their count of Pokemon Catcher is in this iteration of the Miraidon deck, but a Pokemon Catcher heads would be amazing here. Going for the switch cart. So that kinda signals that the Iron Hands EX will be moved out of the active spot this turn. And a boss's orders being found as well for the next turn, since only one supporter can be played per turn, of course. And final decision on those 2 peony targets. It's most likely going to retreat into the Raikou and swing for a lot of damage. The Forest Seal Stone still can be used this turn if our player thinks they need it this turn. Let's see, Restart being used there to fill the hand back up to 3. We're going to read that Toedscruel EX to learn about its protective mycelium ability as well as the Colony Rush attack. We'll repeat those and talk more about them once it becomes relevant. So our lightning player here is just deciding what their lines are, what their best courses of actions are for the rest of this turn to put themselves in the best spot possible for this game. 3 supporters in hand. Very powerful hand for next turn. Debating on using that Star Alchemy V-Star power, but of course not before a Fleet-Footed is used by the active Raikou V to draw 1 additional card. And now we're hitting that V-Star power to search the deck for a card. What card needed to be found this turn? It looks like it was an Ultra Ball, potentially. But I don't know why. We'll see what our Lightning player has planned here for us. Yep, final decision on that Star Alchemy target. I could have misseen, and it's not an Ultra Ball, but yeah, it actually was, it looks like. Okay, just to thin it out of the hand and get ready for next time. And Raikou V swings with Lightning Rondo for 200 damage, right? No, 210 damage thanks to the Zapdos Lightning symbol ability that boosts Raikou V's attack by 10. So 210 damage going into that Toedscruel EX, leaving it with 60 HP left. And play resumes over on Toedscruel's side. Now we're going to love to see lots of energy accelerated to power up that Colony Rush attack. Let's see, I'll let you guys know again. Colony Rush for 2 grass energy, 80 plus. This attack does 40 more damage for each of your bench Pokemon that has any grass energy attached. So technically no damage ceiling here for the Toedscruel EX. Let's see if they can get there on the opposing 200 HP Raikou V. I'm being a little lazy and not doing the math with how many grass energy we're going to need to see in play here. So we'll just let our players do the hard, or should I say heavy lifting. And we'll just chill out and enjoy the show. Let me know if you guys are in the comments here today in the Professor's Lab. It's been a little while. Spiritomb hitting the bench here with its Fettered in Misfortune ability, shutting off those basic Pokemon V abilities. No more Fleet-Footed Raikou V, not while that Spiritomb is in play. Such a low-key, real low-key, excellent card in this format we have right now. Arven will be the supporter per turn. This supporter lets you search for an item card and a tool card. Let's see, no Pokemon V in play, so nothing like a Forest Seal Stone can be found in terms of the tool. The Escape Rope is looking like the item target. The League Escape Rope, of course. Come on down and play some League and get those lovely League prize packs. And actually just going to grab the Escape Rope off of that Arven. Okay. Let's see what's all on the bench. Nothing amazing on the opponent's bench to force up with an Escape Rope. But at least it gets that heavily damaged Toedscruel EX out of the active spot, forcing something like a boss's orders from the opponent. And yes, that Escape Rope will be played here. The Free Retreat Mew put into the active spot on the opponent's side first, and the fresh Toedscruel EX put into the active spot on Toedscruel's side. Now remember, Cheerum can only accelerate grass energy to non-rule box Pokemon. So I don't think we're going to see a Toedscruel EX attack at this point, this turn. Grass energy attached to the bench Toedscruel EX, Industrious Incisors, with that Bidoof being used to draw up to 5. Grass energy flying all over the place now, accelerated onto that bench Spiritomb thanks to Cherum's Spring Bloom ability. Energy Retrieval being played here to bring back 2 grass energy from the discard pile to the hand. More grass energy being accelerated thanks to Cherum's ability onto the bench there. Let's do some math here in the professor's lab. You guys made me do it, okay? Let's see how much Toedscruel is currently doing. 40 more damage for each of your benched Pokemon. So let's say theoretically if the benched Toedscruel EX was to come up and attack, we'd be doing 3 times plus 8. We're currently doing 200 with the Colony Rush, enough to KO the active opposing Mew EX. Let's see what our grass players got. Switch. Way to switch. Body language is telling me otherwise. As our players deep in thought here, trying to figure out what's the best move. They're like, please don't boss my heavily damaged Toedscruel EX and take a KO with Iron Hands. Amp you very much. That would basically be the game with 3 prizes being taken there. And yeah, pass is over to our Lightning player, who I believe has a boss's orders ready to go in hand. Let's see what they do, though. Free retreat into that Iron Hands EX. I'm pretty sure I see the boss's orders all on the far left here of the hand. Yep, there is boss's orders. On to the Bibarel, actually. Okay. I do like this a little more. Our player's shown some restraint and not being tempted by all the potential prize cards to be taken. Taking out this Bidoof EX that has 120 HP, so amp you very much. Will take the KO and the extra prize on the opposing Bidoof. Next, it also takes out the opponent's draw engine here that's on board. And with what happened last turn, our Lightning player may have a read that our Grass player's hand is not the strongest here, as they amp you very much for 2 more prizes on the opposing Bidoof. Our Bibarel. Bidoof hits the bench here. Clara being played over on our Grass player's side, allowing the player to pull back some stuff from the discard pile. A couple Pokemon and a couple basic energy. Let's see what the targets are. So far, Grass Energy and Bibarel being pulled from the prizes there, are the discard pile there. Grass Energy attached to the freshly benched Bidoof. I believe we have enough for a KO here. No, I think that's just a concession. So yeah, let's see if they did. I don't even think they had enough for the KO. We had the active with a couple grass, but that doesn't matter. We have 3 on the bench. We were still doing 200 damage, of course. Not enough to KO the opposing 230 HP Iron Hands. So our Grass player kind of sees the writing on the wall. He's had enough, and yep, let's just move on to the next game. Good game, Miraidon and Iron Hands and friends. Good game. What'd you think of this video in the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. It's good to be back, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.